It's May 2nd, and these are Cinder's beautiful babies. How you doing, Mama? She's like, I'm a good mama. I love to nurse my babies. Yes, and my little dream kitten is saying hello to you. I guess I'll start with her since she's not leaving this house. I've been waiting for 15 years for a black smoke female. And I got one. I'm so excited. I mean, you can see her root hair is white. So when she's an adult, she'll look like a black cat. And the only way you'll know she's a smoke is if you part her hair and you'll see the pure white root hair. And right now she shows the typical clown lines, ghost tabby markings that a smoke will show at birth. Sometimes blacks show these spots and lines at birth too. They're ghost tabby. They're not true tabby because the mother is a tortoiseshell smoke, so that's dominant color, and the father was a blue and white. I'm sorry, a blue sterling. So there's no agouti, there's no tabby in these in the mother or the father, and since tabby is dominant, you have to show it to throw it. So this is a dominant color, black girl, black smoke, but she is showing ghost tabby lines, and as her adult hair comes in, she'll be more and more like a solid black kitten, if you can believe that. Trust me, I wouldn't lie to you. And then we have another little surprise. I don't know. This little blue and white male looks like he might be a long hair. I've never gotten a long hair out of Cinder before, although she does carry it. I've gotten long hairs out of her bred to Honto, but I've never gotten a long hair out of Sterling. And I've done this breeding 4 times. I've never got a long hair out of Sterling and Cinder bred together, but this guy's so fuzzy. I think he might be a long hair. Wouldn't that be something? Be the first solid blue long hair I ever had. He's like, don't look at me like that. I'm not a freak. I'm special. Anyhow, he's a beautiful cat. You can see very faint ghost tabby lines, which you will always see on a solid colored cat. But his coat and coloring are really pretty nice. He's got a really nice face. He doesn't have any white spots on his toes or no lockets, so he's totally solid. And he's got a very pretty, delicate blue color. And I think he's gonna have green eyes. You're peeping your one eye at me. He was the last to open his eyes. Anyhow, that's my little blue boy out of Cinder. That might be a long hair. Then we have a blue cream girl, definitely a short hair. She's spoken for. She's going to marry Ann up in Oregon. And she has really pretty blue cream markings. And you can see on her face is nice and split in a very attractive way. She's got cream on her paws, and she's got really interesting splotches of cream on her feet and her chest, and she's really pretty adorable. Aren't you? You're adorable. She's like, I know it. I'm special. She has kind of a straightish shaving brush tail. There's not a lot of kinks in that tail. But she's got really cool coloring, nice pale color, nice splotching. When she was born, I thought she was a blue smoke. But then as she got older, I can see it's definitely blue cream. She's got a very nice head, nice chiseled cheeks, good muzzle. She's a Cinder baby. She's gonna be spectacular. I wish her tail was a little more kinked. It's kind of like a straight up shaving brush, but you know, they don't always get perfect tails. Just a little bit of back and forth kink in there, but it's pretty much like a Christmas tree or shaving brush. Okay, and then we have this cute little boy who is her brother. He's a solid cream. He hardly has any tabby lines. Very clear cream, which is unusual because with the red gene, there's always lines in the red and always lines in the cream, even if they're genetically solid or non-agouti. This guy has nice, clear, pale, beautiful cream coloring. Really shows off his face. Got a great head, nice cheekbones, definite muzzle, a good length. They're only about, I don't know, 3 weeks today. Are they 3 weeks today? They'll be 3 weeks in a couple of days. They were born on the 18th, so is it the 18th? Yeah, they're 3 weeks today. You guys got to get your first intranasal vaccine today. They're like, oh boy, Mom, can't wait. Luckily, no needles are involved, just goes in the nose. I always give my kittens intranasal, 2-way intranasal at 3 weeks and 6 weeks. And then I give them the 3-way injectable, modified live at 9 weeks and right after 12 weeks. So, and then we have this spectacular red tabby boy. Probably going to go to Finland. I love his little cheeks. I love how he's got the red under his cheeks to highlight his cheekbones and then the cream around his eyes. So he's got the most just spectacular little face, don't you, bud? He's like, yes, and I'm very smart already. I might be going to Finland. He's like, it's pretty exciting to someone who loves reds and red tabbies, and I make beautiful red tabby babies for her. Oh no, I can make Mikke's, and I can make the color of the mother boys. So unless I'm bred to a Mikke, I can't make red tabbies. I'll just be handsome and make beautiful splashy babies. I got a dramatic, beautiful pattern. It's kind of like spotted. Nice spine lines and nice, oh, just dramatic. You look like you got on pajamas with funky colors. I should call him Pajama Boy. It looks like he's got some splashy pajamas on. Anyhow, he looks, I'd say it's either mackerel, broken mackerel, or it's spotted, but the spots are not kind of lined up, so I would call him a spotted tabby. But if we're not sure, CFA has a registration for cats that have tabby markings that are either mixed markings, where they're like spotted on one side and mackerel on the other, or it's not real clear what the pattern is because they only have color on their head and tail, and they call that pattern. So he'll either be called a red spotted tabby, or if there's any question about whether it's a mixed pattern, he'll be called a red patterned. But he has no ability to throw tabbies, because even though he shows the tabby lines and the spots, which is characteristic of all red and cream cats and cameos, it's the red gene that tends to show tabby markings in the red. He is genetically a solid colored red and will only throw solid dominant colored cats. He's not able to throw tabbies. So unless he's bred to a tabby, you gotta show it to throw it. But in the case of red, they always show it, but they don't necessarily can throw it because they're genetically not really tabbies. Okay, I hope I thoroughly confused you there. Anyhow, he has a really, really cute short tail. And I just love his face. His face with those little red cheeks just looks like a little Santa Claus boy. I mean, I don't know, those little red cheeks are just so cute. He's got a really nice muzzle, and it's kind of lighter in color, so it's the way his markings are is really going to show off his excellent head type. And because his ears are down by his side, I think they're going to be nice. Only thing I'm a little worried about is his tail is really short and tight to the body. Want to make sure that his tail has enough boning in it. You don't want to use bobtails for breeding that have too short of a tail, because then you get too short of a tail. I mean, he's got at least 3 or 4 vertebrae in there. But with the solid colored cats, if you're going to show them, it helps if they have a little more tailbone, or if it stands away from the body more, because then the judges can see the tail better. It's like this little cream boy. He has a really short tail too. And then the girl, she has a lot of tailbone. I don't know if you can see that tail. She's got like, I mean, it's going to be like at least 5 or 6 vertebrae, and it's good length. So when she's an adult, her tail will be easy to see, which is really kind of important for a solid colored cat. When their tails are too short and tight to the body, you can't really see them that well. And this girl's going to have like a straight up Christmas tree shaving brush tail. And this little boy, he has a cute little tail, but if he's a long hair, it would be better if his tail was a little longer. Let me see. Just checking your tail, bud. Yeah, there's at least 3 vertebrae there. And it depends how the tail, you know, they usually move up to like 12 o'clock by the time they're 4 months old. And it depends. Sometimes the tails grow a little long faster than the rest of the body. So sometimes these cats that have tails that look really short turn out to be perfect. Sometimes the cats that have tails that are a little bit on the longish side end up being too long. It's hard to know about the tails. I just know that I've done this breeding several times, and Cinder always throws me pretty nice tails overall. I mean, she's like 5 or 6 generations kidling cats. Her father was from Olivier Grant in Switzerland, and that cat was out of one of the cats he got from me about 15 years ago. So there's a lot of my lines in these cats, and that's why I do this breeding so many times. I get very consistently nice cats with good conformation to the standard, really great tails, great personalities. I was actually surprised that this little blue cream girl didn't have a great tail, because I always get really nice tails out of Cinder, all that are what we would consider show quality. This one, the little blue cream girl, I mean, if the hair fills out on it, it might be just fine for showing, but it may not. She should be able to be champion. She's not disqualifiable, but she's a cat that may throw longish tails in her kittens, and that happens sometimes when you do total outcrosses. So the woman that she's going to is an experienced breeder who will know how to breed her to cats that are slightly related, so that she can maintain the tail and the type. You boys are just so cute. Why are the cutest ones always boys? Except my little dream girl here. I'm going to call her Dream Girl, I swear. I just can't believe I finally got one. I've been trying for so many years. My next target is to try to make a solid silver tabby. Solid meaning no silver tabby with no white. So that would be my next. I'd like to get a long-haired smoke too, like a long-haired cameo or a long-haired smoke. I think would be really dramatic, because the cat, I have one, her name is Smoky Quartz, and she's a tortoiseshell smoke. But a solid colored cat that was smoke, I think would be even more dramatic. Anyhow, these are Cinder's babies. As you can see, Cinder loves to be a mother too. And I have her son coming back to me from a friend of mine in Pennsylvania. He's a solid blue. champion. He has, I think, 50 some gram points, and he has sired some really beautiful kittens, so he will be available as a breeding show cat as well. So that's it as far as Cinder's kittens go. You guys are so cute. Okay, I'll say goodbye for now. We can see who's interested in eating here versus showing off. Little red boy's coming over. He's gonna be nice. He's turning out to be a nice kitty. So is his brother, but I mean, he's definitely the most dramatic kitten in the group. And that little blue boy might be a long hair. Oh, the second pick of the short hairs is that cream boy. He's really pretty spectacular. I don't think there's ever been a solid cream boy shown. I might just keep him and show him in premiership just to let the judges see what a solid cream looks like, since they're just starting to see solid colors all over the country and the world. There was a breeder who bred a solid black male, or had a solid black male, about 25 years ago. But after that, it's been very difficult to do well in CFA with solid colors. I've been chipping away at it for the last 20 years, but it's definitely easier to win with the Vans or the Harlequins. Solid colors are just not seen that much, and the judges tend to put up in their finals cats that they're familiar seeing, and have seen for the last 20 years, mainly white cats with color on their head and tail. So they've come to figure out that that's the only correct thing. But I like the colorful cats. It's kind of like after 15 years of breeding mainly white cats, I just couldn't take it anymore. I started going for the solids and the heavily colored cats, because those are just more interesting, and every litter is just amazing. Every litter is different, and the patterns are always really unique, and it's just a whole lot more fun. Okay, so I've rambled on long enough. These are Cinder's babies. Okay, red boy, get back in there and get some lunch.